Now, that was the scene at Barnard College at Columbia University last week as police arrest 9 students after a second protest in less than a week. Now, after that protest, President Trump pulled $400 million in funding from Columbia, accusing the school of repeatedly failing to fight anti-Semitism.
Yeah, joining us now is a freshman at Barnard College, Eliana Birman. Eliana, great to see you again. Thank you for joining us. We spoke to you after the first set of protests, and I know that you were in Israel when the attacks happened on October 7th, and here we are, almost a year and a half later, and you and other Jewish students are still being terrorized where you're going to school. How did it feel to see those protests fire up again?
So frustrating. And honestly, I'm just tired of it because I think at this point, the war has been going on for over a year. There are still hostages, American and Israeli hostages in Gaza. And yet there's still so much misinformation going around. And these people, I don't know if they're ignorant or if they're just unwilling to be educated, but either way, it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, reports also indicate that ICE arrested one student who allegedly helped to organize the protests, and the students could get their visas canceled and be deported. I mean, do you think that's the right move?
I mean, I think that these people should know that their attendance in the school is kind of contingent on doing the right thing, as it is for any other student. And the risk is just a little bit higher for these students who are on visas. And I think, organizing all these protests, damaging university property, that's enough of a reason to receive a punishment.
And while the school doesn't seem to be doing too much to protect you, we know that the Trump administration is doing its part. As Mark mentioned over the weekend, the ICE agents arresting a Palestinian activist who's played that large role in the protests on campus. And I know that they're looking to revoke his green card. Meanwhile, there's a petition, though, get this, asking for his release. And it has over 125,000 signatures. I can't wrap my head around that. What's your reaction to his arrest and then to the 125,000 signatures of those that support him?
I just don't understand it, honestly. I mean, this guy has been the leader of many of the protests and the occupations of different buildings at the university. And people are saying he's such a good guy, though. Like, he's been such a good student and he's a really great friend of mine. And I just don't understand how someone can be such a great person and then also be so hateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, President Trump also pulled $400 million in federal money for Columbia for not doing enough to protect Jewish students. I mean, what does that mean to you and other Jewish students on campus to have the support of the president and really making the university feel it right in the pocketbook?
I mean, I think it's a really big threat, and it already has had an impact because, I mean, the university is still getting some federal funding, but $400 million federal funding pulled. But at the same time, the university needs to understand something needs to be done about this issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is your first year of college. It's supposed to be special, memorable. I don't think these are the type of memories that you want to carry with you. Have you ever considered transferring to maybe another university that doesn't have these protests going on?
So I never wanted to consider transferring, but honestly, it has been a thought in my mind, especially the past few weeks, because Barnard has been the school that I've wanted to go to my entire life. And I was so excited to get in after applying early decision. And I was so excited to come here. My move-in day was so exciting. And I didn't anticipate any of this happening, even though I knew when I moved in that some of this stuff was going on. And it's been really frustrating for me to think about the fact that this might not be the place for me, but I'm willing to stick it out as much as I can and just keep speaking up and hope that this all calms down pretty soon.
Yes, we are hoping.
Yeah, I know we all hope you can have a normal college experience and not have to continue dealing with this. All right, thanks.